All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. Well, I guess we told you so. Eddie Hearn is saying that Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury is too big of a fight to have in the UK. And the only places that they could be is number one, Saudi Arabia, or number two, if it could do enough pay-per-views in the United States at the MGM Grand or something like that. But it's too big to happen in the United Kingdom. Wow, what a revelation. Wonder who you heard that from. And also, let's talk about what that actually means in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers and supporters. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Thank you to everybody that supports the 3 tiers of this channel, the Patreon community, the members that watch the videos and comment in the comment section in the videos, and the people that come by and check out during the live streams that we do Monday through Friday and Sunday for OG Boxing Talk at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's talk about what Eddie Hearn had to say about Anthony Joshua, the potential of an Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight, right? Now, what he said was, in the midst of a lot of other things, a lot of other stories this dude is telling, man. God dog, man. I had not listened to an Eddie Hearn interview in a while, and just listening to him, I was like, man, how many stories are you going to tell without taking a breath? Like, he'd said so many things in there that you just know are patently not true. But one thing that he did say in the midst of saying a bunch of stuff that wasn't true is he said things like, hey, I'm being as honest as I can be. He didn't say I'm being honest. The dude said I'm being as honest as I can be. Yeah, honest as you can be. That's, yeah, okay. Right. I'm going to pick up this truck as high as I can pick this truck up. And I'm going to pick up my house and throw it as far as I can. Man, get out of here, man. Anyway, so he's talking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and where that fight would be. And he's saying, no, man, that fight is not going to be in the UK. Why? Because there's too much money in other places that the Saudi Arabia would want to pay a huge fee. Prince, whoever, would want to, no disrespect to the Prince, whoever, but I just don't remember his name, a Saudi Prince, that they would want to put so much money up. They said, what kind of exaggerated amount of money did this dude say? Oh, $200 million for Anthony Joshua. $200 million for Tyson Fury. That's how much they would be willing to pay in Saudi Arabia. Like, oh, okay, man. Now, I don't doubt that they got that type of money, because they probably do have that type of money, but $200 million each for, maybe I'm not remembering correctly, and he said $100 million each. I think he said $200 million each, but just blatant, crazy exaggeration, right? And but then asked, oh, well, what about the United States? Could it be in the United States? He said, well, yeah, you know, if it did like 2 million pay-per-views, then yeah, you know, it could be in Las Vegas or something like that. But you know, hey, but in the UK, there's just not that much money in the UK. I'm paraphrasing, okay? I'm paraphrasing, because he said if it was a matter of, you know, $40 million, you know, if it was a matter of $20 million each, I think he said, or $40 million each, maybe. Nah, dude, $40 million each ain't gonna, you're not getting $40 million each for 2 fighters out of the UK. You're not doing it. Not off you, unless DAZN just decides that they're gonna pay a ridiculous amount of money for that fight. But not off pay-per-view, not off pay-per-view, not off ticket sales, and I doubt very much that out of DAZN. But regardless, he said that it could be $40 million each for, you know, but nothing more than that, right? Nothing, but that's not the case. This is a huge difference. Now Eddie Hearn is just throwing numbers out there right off the top of his head. But the important thing is this. We said to you guys a long time ago that when they were doing the Deontay Wilder fight versus Anthony Joshua, the Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, and they were in those fake negotiations, when Eddie Hearn was in them fake negotiations, and they were saying that that fight needed to go to the UK, it needed to be in the UK, that fight was not going to be in the UK. That he did not never intended for that fight to be in the UK because there's not enough money for it. Because that money, because he didn't just meet the Saudi Arabian people. For Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, that's why they had that issue. They said, Deontay Wilder said they don't even know where the venue's going to be. They don't know where the venue's going to be. So yeah, you tell us where the fight's going to be, when the fight's going to be, but Eddie Hearn didn't want to tell him. Eddie Hearn just said, you take this flat fee, and then he was going to go sell the fight. Now let's assume for a second that Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua would have wound up in Saudi Arabia. And Deontay Wilder would have signed for a $12.5 million flat fee for a fight that they then took, for an undisputed championship fight that they then took to Saudi Arabia, and the numbers that Eddie Hearn said was true. Deontay Wilder would have been leaving $100 million on the table for a flat fee for that fight, right? It was never going to be in the UK. It was never going to be in the UK. Just like he doesn't believe Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, if Tyson Fury were able to get the belt off Deontay Wilder, and he didn't have a rematch, which he'll have a rematch clause, didn't have a rematch, then he's saying that fight between an undisputed fight, a champion for a fight between two UK fighters for an undisputed championship is too big for the UK. What is Deontay Wilder? What is Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua at the point if Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury? No, man. He never had any intention on it, and since he was talking about it being in the UK, you know daggone well that he never intended to make that fight. But for the sake, I also want to point out a couple other things, man, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been able to point out Eddie Hearn's stories. Now, Eddie Hearn in the same interview, this interview is on IFL, said that Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz did 1 million streams in the United States. 1 million streams in the United States. That is a bold-faced lie. He said, Deontay Wilder, say they did what, 200,000, 250,000? No, let's move that up to 3, man. Let's move that up to 3. You below the lowest of all the estimates, right? Let's say 200,000 that Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury did. But Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz did 1 million streams in the US. Look at how many eyes were on. Man, get out of here, dude. That might have done 1 million streams worldwide because there's 8 million subscribers on DAZN worldwide. It did not do 1 million streams in the United States. It did not. Stop lying. And he said, well, look, why would anybody pay $90 for the pay-per-view, the $90 pay-per-view with Anthony Joshua, with Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz? No, man, it was $75. So it's like the dude, everything this guy says, like he continually says things, it's exaggerated this way and exaggerated that way. This dude will not tell the truth or even just be conservative with his exaggerations to save the man's life. But the end of it is this. He's never been loyal to UK boxing, and now with this setup that he has, watch this. With the setup that he has, what he is saying to UK boxing fans is that there will be no more big fights in the UK. There will be no big fights in the UK. That's a wrap for you on big fights. You will be getting Derek Chisora, Dillian White. You will be back to the domestic level fights that you were used to getting before Anthony Joshua became a big thing. Because now with the big fights, UK just does not have enough money for it. Eddie Hearn has outgrown, and the big fights in Matchroom have outgrown the UK, which is something else that we've been telling you. I know I've been telling you for at least 2 years. Eddie Hearn does not have any intention on staying in the UK. Although it is a very popular sport in the UK, it is a very small pond because you have $25 pay-per-views, and although you have 90,000 people that will come to a big event, their ticket prices are not high enough to outdo some Arabian prince in the middle of a desert or some casinos in the middle of a desert in the United States. And it just is what it is. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. With that, I'm out. Peace.